Hey guys, have you ever wondered if you can grow the revenue in your custom apparel business without acquiring new customers? Stick around in this episode of the Apparel Academy to find out how to do just that. So when it comes to growing your business revenue, the first thing that comes to a lot of people's minds is acquiring new customers. Right? Obviously, acquiring new customers means new business, means new revenue streams, and that's going to scale your business. However, that's not the topic we're going to cover today. We're actually going to show you a couple of ways on how to scale your business and grow your revenue without acquiring new customers and maximizing what you already have. So to set some context for why this is super important, as you're trying to scale your business without having to invest in marketing and having to acquire new customers, but instead just maximizing the customers that you already have is going to save you a lot of costs as you scale. And as you scale further and you need to move the needle even further, leveraging these different points of maximizing your revenue with current customer base, as well as acquiring new customers with advertising, is just going to give you one more way of scaling your business. As some of you may know, it actually costs 3 times as much to acquire a new customer than to retain a current customer. So maximizing your current customer base is going to be critical to save costs and grow your business in the long run. So jumping right into the 3 ways that you can increase your revenue immediately without having to acquire new customers. The first method is through a process called upselling. Now, the concept of upselling is very simple. It is simply recommending a more premium version of the product that the customer is already ordering at the time of transaction. So a prime example of upselling is back in the day when McDonald's drive-thrus used to ask you whether you want to supersize your meal. You are already purchasing something from them and they simply built in this question into their standard operating procedures so that every time you check out, you are being asked whether you want to upgrade. And it was such a simple way for McDonald's to gain a few extra dollars of revenue without doing anything else. So one way that you can apply this to your custom apparel business is at the time of transaction with the customer, you can ask them whether they want customization on multiple spots or multiple locations on a particular garment. For example, if your customer wanted a left chest logo done on a polo shirt, you can ask them at the time of transaction whether they want something done on the right chest as well, or perhaps a slogan or a name on the sleeve. Obviously, with multiple spots of customization, it is going to cost more, but the customer is more likely to upgrade at the time of transacting with you than at a different time. Now, before I move on to the second point on how to increase your revenue without having to acquire new customers, I wanted to make a quick note about upselling. Now, upselling is such an easy way of increasing your revenue, but a lot of people don't do it partly because they're afraid that it's going to offend the customer. They will think to themselves, if I ask them to upgrade, will they feel offended that I'm too pushy and therefore cancel their entire order? Now, if you look back to the McDonald's supersizing example that I gave you, when you're in that drive-thru and you're ordering something and they ask you whether you want to supersize your meal, you don't really go and say, well, I'm gonna cancel my entire order because you asked that. It's not something logical that people do. So don't be afraid to use this method in your sales process to increase your revenue if you do it properly. In fact, some customers might even appreciate the fact that you're offering these options because they might not have been aware of the fact that they can customize on the right chest or the back of the polo or even on the sleeve of the garment. Method number 2 in increasing your revenue is through cross-selling. Now, cross-selling is a little bit different than upselling because cross-selling is recommending supplementary or related products to the order that the customer is placing. So instead of upgrading to something that's more premium, you are recommending things that they might like to go along with their order. Now, a prime example of this in our world today is Amazon. Amazon does this super well by recommending products that are related to the one that you're browsing or checking out. If you notice, when you scroll down towards the bottom of a page on Amazon, you will see what Amazon recommends to you that other people have liked as well, or a related product that's relating to the one that you're currently browsing. Now, the way that you can apply this to your custom apparel business is with the following example. If you're dealing with a restaurant and they want to order 50 t-shirts for their staff, you can also recommend whether they want some visors or caps or even aprons to go along with that order. It is something that they will likely need and is related to the original order that they place with the t-shirts. Similar to upselling, cross-selling is also opening the doors in terms of recommendations or possibilities that the customer might not have thought of, and they might appreciate the fact that you're recommending things that they might need in the future. And last but not least, the final way to increase your revenue without acquiring new customers is through bundling your products. Bundling products is simply the process of combining related products into a package and sold at a lower price than if you were to purchase those items separately. An example of this that we have probably all come across is when we try to purchase internet or phone service through a telecom company. For example, if you go to an AT&T or a Comcast to get your internet, they will likely ask you if you want to add in cable TV or even phone service along with the internet that you're getting. Altogether, these 2 or 3 services bundled is going to cost you less than if you were to purchase these separately. Similarly, it is important to bundle products in your custom apparel business to drive increases in revenue. For example, you can have a spring break bundle where you're bundling caps, t-shirts, or even tank tops, where the customer can purchase things in a bundle and have that at an affordable price than those 3 items separately. By doing this, you achieve 2 things. First, you are giving a really good deal to the customer where they can find a bundle for a really affordable price versus having to purchase these items separately and perhaps willing to spend more to get that good deal. The second thing is you are making a powerful psychological impact on the consumer by eliminating the friction of choice. So instead of having all these choices for the customer to choose from and therefore creating more friction for them to get to the checkout stage, you are bundling things and making things much easier for them to select from. By simplifying those choices and minimizing the options, they are much more likely to make a choice instead of getting stuck in that limbo of not knowing what to choose. So there you have it, guys. I hope you found these 3 ways helpful on how to increase your revenue without having to increase your customer base. Go ahead and implement these tactics in your business and think creatively about the different ways that you can use these methods to maximize your revenue. Also, just let me know in the comments below if you're already using some of these tactics or what are some other ways that you have found helpful to increase your revenue without acquiring new customers. If you haven't done so already, make sure to give a quick thumbs up to this video if you enjoyed this content and subscribe to our channel for further updates just like this. Also, I want to remind you to join our free Facebook group, Embroidery and Custom Apparel Mastery. I have linked the group in the description below. You can join thousands of embroiderers and custom apparel decorators and join the conversation. All right, so I hope you guys found this helpful and see you guys next time.